Ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've been waiting for. It is time for your favorite sports podcast show. I am your host, Cooper Post. Joining me as always, my co-host, Weston Murphy. Weston, how you doing tonight on this fine evening?
It's a fine evening to say the least, Cooper. I'm elated to be here with you again after
Big words.
Always. We got to throw them down.
Got to throw them down.
Get them in early just so they think that we're really about our business on the show, because we are. We're going to talk football, but we're also going to use big words sometimes.
Sometimes.
We might not use them in the right context, but that's half the battle here at Sideline Banter.
Most of the time we don't.
But shit, bro, I'm hype. I mean, we had a fucking sick divisional playoff round despite the fact that my team got fucked up.
Didn't get fucked up.
Yeah, but
I mean, get fucked up.
I probably jinxed him not picking him, but at least I didn't bet on him like Evan.
That is fact. You almost did, though.
I thought about it.
You almost did.
Actually, speaking of picks, Scoop, you're falling behind again.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Really?
You're falling behind.
How? Oh, I did make two picks.
Yeah, you picked the Cowboys.
Weston didn't pick the Cowboys?
No, me and him both picked the 49ers.
Of course not.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
You're positive?
Positive.
I'm pretty sure you picked the Cowboys, no?
I didn't, but I told Justin this because
Who did he pick between the Eagles and Giants?
He picked the Giants, or no, he picked the Eagles. I think.
No, he didn't. You picked the Giants.
No,
I picked Giants.
I don't think so. You might have.
You definitely picked the Giants. We'll have to go back and watch, but I don't give a shit because I'm picking the teams that we all want to win.
The Giants. You guys both picked the Giants. I picked the Eagles.
Yeah. No, I was telling Justin though at work because, like you said, I almost did bet against my team and bet San Francisco. Like it would have been a smart bet, but in theory it wouldn't have mattered because we lost.
You should have bet
way.
the Dak pick.
That's what I had in my
the 49er faithful.
It's true, but that's what I had that in my fucking account ready to bet it. The Dak interception. He's never gone back-to-back games without throwing an interception since 2019, and he didn't throw one last week. So we should have known right away that he was going to throw a pick. He had two of them, so we could have bet double or nothing on that money. That would have been a nice line. But I also had in my cart, I was just the money line for 49ers. Yeah, I was shopping it heavy. Throughout the game at several points, I had pretty much given up, but nonetheless, I never ended up making a bet against my team. But we still walked away with the L, sadly enough. So I'm a little hurt, but the football of the week was really, really good anyway. So
great games, a lot of great games.
And that was the last game, so I got to enjoy everything up to that point, which is fine.
Was the last game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of really great games. Obviously, divisional weekend was last weekend. Very sad to be where we're at right now in the season. It's conference championship weekend, which is fun, but also unfortunate because obviously the season's coming down. Only got 3 weeks left, 2 real weeks of football left. But before we get to any conversation about football from last week, don't forget to follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram or on YouTube as well at Sideline Banter. Hit that like, subscribe button. Download our episodes every week. Tune into the pod, listen to the pod, do what you want to do. But we appreciate all the support you guys are giving us already, and yeah, we're looking forward to the growth. And I'm gonna go ahead and put out there right now. If you guys are interested in being a part of the SLB Combine that we're going to have before the actual NFL Combine, hit us up, DM us, or text us individually if you have our numbers. Let us know. We're going to try and get a crew going together. We're going to try and build something real. We're going to try and do a legit. We're going to have to find some,
Hey, it could be an annual situation
could
if
be an
we
annual
really
thing.
pop off.
It could be an annual thing. If we
maybe
get
some
people.
Drinks and some Combine events, and we really just get down to business Sideline Banter way.
Just maybe. We'll have to talk about it first, but maybe we'll give some prizes out.
That'd be cool. Courtesy of Sideline Banter, but
we'll figure it out.
We got until April.
Still a work in progress. Yeah, we got some time, but let us know if you guys are trying to be a part of it. We want some real athletes. And hey, maybe we'll get some invincible. Some some.
Someone who really shocks the crowd.
Somebody who really shocks the crowd and the world, and maybe SOB could get you on the mat.
Hey, Al Bush. That's who I got my money on. Coming out hot, frequent question asker. I think Al Bush is ready to shock the world at the SLB Combine.
My my SLB Combine pick right now, very early, it's gonna be Noah. I think Noah shocks people. Look at Noah and they don't see athlete, but he's low key athletic. I think we can all agree. That man.
Well, he's also coming off an injury, so I don't know if it's.
Ooh, he does have
too soon.
He's got the high ankle sprain. He's coming off IR.
Ooh, yeah, he is. Coming
and he's
off
been
the
golfing with that thing, so.
He might be sliding down the draft board. Guy hasn't really been focusing on football.
Are we sleeping on Ev?
Coming off an injury? Oh yeah, Ev's probably gonna run away with that.
Ev's gonna be high up.
How athletic? You're with him every day. How athletic is B. Bush still?
I'm not with him every day.
Okay, a good chunk. No, you guys work together, or is he? In
Don't
the other
see
building?
him much anymore, so I don't know what he's up
Damn.
to these days. He could be getting after it, or he could be falling behind.
Well, hey, yeah, let us know if you guys want to be a part of it. We're gonna try and make something legit of this, and yeah. But hey, let's go ahead and sweep them socials, huh?
Hey, okay.
We had a lot of really good questions this week. Again, we appreciate you guys as always.
Almost just went to get on my phone again to look them up.
Check out your name on the ticker, Spence. Did we put them in the ticker this week?
They're there.
They're in the ticker, and yeah,
All right.
let's get it popping. Unless there was anything you wanted to address before we jump to it.
I mean, we could just start off by saying that we don't really refer to you as Coop anymore, no?
Oh my god.
His name's formally been changed to Mark, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean...
No, it has not been formally changed to Mark. My name is Cooper.
We changed it on all the socials.
Yeah, how?
All
You
your-
don't have access to my socials. I remember one of
Maybe
you,
not
though.
yours.
One of you, for the longest time, had my Twitter account for like 3 years and would just randomly
Me.
fucking tweet shit.
I think it was me.
I think it was either you or no. I don't remember who, but like every now and then I'd see somebody like a post and I'd read it and be like, huh. And then I'd be like, wait, that was on my fucking account. And I'd pull it up and it'd be some like just absolute suspect shit. And I'd be like,
Oh.
yeah. And then it finally stopped. But no, my name is not Mark. You can still call me Cooper or, you know.
Mark or Jimmy, preferably.
No, God.
We watched the Saturday night divisional games at Cooper's house for his father's birthday. Happy birthday, Dave. Watched the games, enjoyed the UFC fights, and...
What are the odds that commercial comes on when we're at my parents' house?
Jimmy. Yeah, I just did what Weston does in social settings when Cooper's there, and I pretty
It's
much
only with my fucking family.
got the whole family to start calling him Mark, including his...
It's not even social settings anymore. It's literally because my family doesn't understand that. So the whole night they're all like, "Oh, Mark." My niece is Mark.
No, he's intimidating. He's impersonating his mom because she was running it up. Mark this, Mark that.
My mom watches this. Do not say I was impersonating my mother with that voice.
I think it might have been. She was hitting you with the Mark for sure.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but I got his nieces to say it too, and it was a mission success. He's Mark now, amongst the family. So if you see this guy in the streets, just give him, "Hey, what up, Mark?" He'll respond, no doubt.
I'll take that over Jimmy.
Yeah, he'll turn around. He's like walking away.
Yeah,
Honestly, I probably would respond if somebody was like, "Hey, Mark."
yeah.
Nah, like I said, I'll take that over Jimmy. So.
Well, on the topic, let's move from one Mark to another and reference the first question of the evening. Came from Big Mark,
Oh.
Arizona Cardinals fan, Noah Gerald. Yeah.
Let's go.
He wants to ask us, can y'all predict the y'all? I don't even know he was a country boy like that, but can y'all predict the coaches who will fill head coaching positions for all the vacancies? So,
I'm pretty confident Steve Wilkes will go to Carolina.
all right. So you think Steve Wilkes stays?
Yeah, just because
they're interviewing Kellen Moore.
they also interviewed Frank Reich as well.
Okay.
The players were just really high on Steve Wilkes near the end of the season because of the success that they were in the playoff. They were in the playoff conversation until the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I think, of the season.
In the shittiest division in football, but the players really
But
rallied
still,
behind him. Yeah.
They rallied behind him, so he has head coach experience already.
And he had
like,
relative success.
if there's not a guy, he had relative success with Carolina, but if there's not a guy that they like out of all the head coaching interviews they have, like
Why not run it back?
exactly, why not give him like a prove it deal
Because he has
type
the
thing?
support.
Yeah, he's got the support. He's already had the experience being head coach. Obviously, it wasn't great because he got fired after 1 year with Arizona, but
Trash franchise, though. You
Arizona's
can't
been a
expect that
dumpster
much.
fire for so long, and they were kind of a dumpster fire before and when he was there. But yeah, no, I think I think Steve Wilkes is going to go to Carolina.
And they have all the money right now because they have the third richest owner, so they should be able to put him into a position to succeed better than Arizona might have in that situation because at that time there was a lot of turnover on the team, and they were essentially slated to get a top 5 pick and kind of didn't really have a lot of high hope, and he was put into a shitty situation. I'm pretty sure he was cut right off the bat after the first year.
Oh, they fired him after the first year, yeah.
So not a lot of room for growth there. And
13, that was the year they got Rosen. Because then the next year they drafted Kyler.
yeah. So we saw the team rally against him and really finish strong in the latter half of the season after Matt Rule left, and will now be the coach in Nebraska, which is pretty funny. But I think that team, if they really feel that they can build upon the success that they had at the end of the year, why wouldn't you support keeping a guy like that if he can really continue to have the group of core guys? They have a young core, so if they can really rally behind Wilkes as a coach and continue building upon that, why not keep the man, especially because hiring a new head coach and bringing up a whole new staff and implementation of your system and kind of what you're going to do around the building, your culture that you're bringing as the head coach, that's really a roll of the dice now. You really don't know what you're going to bring into, especially these bottom tier franchises that have been fighting for, a coach for a long time. You really don't know what you're going to get, and are they even salvageable? So I think when you do see glimpses of hope with what we saw at the end of the year with Carolina and Steve Wilkes, why not continue building upon what you've already created?
100%. I agree.
Who else do we got?
It's Panthers, Colts, Cardinals, Broncos, and there's 5.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Texans.
Texans. I don't think we really have an idea on the Texans. I think we've talked about it. I think Sean Payton right now is either going to the
I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Broncos or Cardinals.
I don't think he's going anywhere. He has no second interview scheduled with all teams that he's interviewed with. And his asking price might be a little high. He might sit for another year until the Saints don't. Because I think the Saints only have his rights for another year.
Okay, interesting.
But I think that's the big key right now is that teams would have to trade for him.
And it's the first round pick situation.
And it's a first round pick situation. Like, I feel like if you're a team like Arizona who's got a top 5 pick, I feel like you could trade. You could essentially get rid of your next year's first round pick. Obviously, Arizona's not going to want to get rid of that. I think they have the 3rd pick. They're not going to want to get rid of that this year for their head coach. So I think a team like Arizona could essentially get rid of their next year's pick and maybe like a 2nd round or like a 2nd and a 3rd, like something like that. But like at the same time, it's also like that's such a big package to give away. Pause. On top of paying him what he wants is apparently 20 to 25 mil a year. Like that's a lot.
A lot of money for a coach.
The payment I feel like isn't as bad because
it's kind of reminding me of the Deshaun situation. Like you're really giving a coach a whole situation and a bunch of money before he even comes in and
you're risking a lot.
Yeah,
like you're putting a lot on the success of one person
already by signing a huge deal.
And not saying that I don't believe Sean Payton is a good head coach. I think he's a good head coach, but I mean he's got the 1 Super Bowl under his belt, and he had a Hall of Fame quarterback with him his whole career. It's like, is he really worth the 2 first round picks and the 20 to 25? And the 20 to 25 mil, the 20 to 25 mil alone, I think, isn't too bad considering coaches aren't capped out when it comes to them getting paid. But like I said, 20 to 25 mil and giving maybe 2 first round picks, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask for.
But my perspective as a Cardinals fan, like you got to just see that, like, oh, he made a short quarterback so dominant and prolific offensively for 10 plus years, made him into a Hall of Fame quarterback. Maybe. Like, who knows what Drew Brees would have been without Sean Payton.
Drew Brees is different compared to Kyler, though, in my opinion.
100%.
Which I'm not saying you aren't saying that, but, like, I get what you're saying.
Comparatively, he put Drew Brees as a short quarterback early, and when that wasn't really a thing at all. Like, Drew Brees was definitely, like, the shortest guy starting quarterback in the league at that point type of thing. And made him so successful to the point where it didn't even matter, and you were like, okay, we can draft these smaller guys. And now Kyler, obviously, and a smaller quarterback is not a situation where it's an issue, but seeing him succeed with that kind of quarterback that early, it's got to give Cardinals fans like high hopes that they want him.
Like, to me, I think Dan Quinn is probably the most sought after coach. Should be, at least in my opinion. Sean Payton's obviously the name, but like people forget Dan Quinn was.
I think he's going to the Broncos or Cardinals too. I think them two is the toss up for the two.
He was 1/2 away from winning a Super Bowl. Like, obviously he was on the other end of one of the biggest comeback of all time. Not of all time, but probably the most memorable comeback of all time.
The most notorious.
Yeah, the most notorious. Obviously, the Minnesota one just happened, but it didn't happen in the Super Bowl. Yeah, Dan Quinn was 1/2 of football away from being a Super Bowl head coach, and I mean, if they win that Super Bowl, who knows? He might still be in Atlanta.
And if they didn't have Matt Ryan and the demise of his career, he might still be in Atlanta as well.
Exactly. So, and I mean, that Cowboys defense, you can agree, was abysmal before he.
Yeah, it was a bottom. It was historically bad.
They were bad.
He literally revamped it so quick.
And a lot of players love him. You've already said Micah Parsons. He's already said he's going where Dan goes. So
Justin Vaught, don't even fucking
I don't think that's
about it.
I think he's just showing love for his coach. Obviously, we can't feed into that too much.
That was several years ago.
Yeah, we can't feed into that too much.
Yeah, Justin's trolling me at work constantly.
Dan Quinn, to me, I think Dan Quinn is going to be the deciding factor on where Sean Payton either ends up going or if, like, who knows? Sean Payton might, because, like, imagine this: if you're Sean Payton, there were two teams specifically that were in the conversation of getting him that, in my opinion, are the two best teams for him to go to, and both of them have head coaches still, and that's Dallas and Chargers, in my opinion. If I'm Sean Payton, I want to go to Dallas, where you know you're going to have somewhat control with Jerry. You're already going to a team that wants to build and win right now. They have the pieces. They just need a quarterback, in my opinion. Or you go to LA with a young, up-and-coming, rising star quarterback.
Yeah.
With a roster that's also ready to go right now. Like, Cardinals, to me, there's too much disarray in that organization for me to want to go there and try and fix their $200 million quarterback. Broncos, like, yes, would you want to go with Russ, a quarterback who's already established himself? Like, yeah, that wouldn't be too bad to me, but, like, Russ is near kind of the end of his career. In my opinion, I'd want to go somewhere where I'm going to have a quarterback who's ready to go for the next 10, 15 years, or go to a team where, like I said, in Dallas,
to draft his own quarterback.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be quarterback market to me the next couple of years. Just isn't like
Sean Payton with USC guy.
Oh, Caleb Williams. Yeah, that would be pretty nuts. But
that'd be nice.
I don't know. I think Sean's gonna wait. But as far as where we think the coaches are gonna go, I don't know. That's honestly hard. Like you said, Dan Quinn's probably either gonna go to.
Please
Arizona.
don't leave, Dan. Please, Dan. I'm asking you.
I mean,
man.
Dan Quinn to Indy doesn't seem too bad to me either. They got a pretty stacked defense as well. Like, I feel like he's going to want to probably go to a team that's got somewhat an established defense. We just have to worry about fixing the defense while he's there as well.
I'm hanging my hat on the fact that we treat him really good, and he loves Dallas, but I really just hope he doesn't want to.
I feel like he wants, like, he's a guy to me that seems like he wants to be a head coach again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's already proven himself as a defensive coordinator now on two different stints as a defensive coordinator, pre and post being a head coach. Like, he's a guy where, like, if he doesn't succeed as a head coach again, somebody will pick him up as a defensive coordinator again, like, immediately.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I don't want him to leave us. He's made our defense so dominant. That's the only reason we even got a playoff win, let alone had a chance in half the games this year. And he's made Micah into the most dominant force since Lawrence Taylor. I've been saying it. I think he's the best defensive player of that type since Lawrence Taylor type.
Like, to me, like, Ryan with San Francisco, I feel like
Ryans, D'Amico?
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans. I feel like with him, like, if San Francisco wins the Super Bowl, then I feel like he'll go. But if they lose, I don't think he'll leave. Because I feel like San Francisco's building right now, I feel like, for long-term success.
Because they got Purdy.
Kind of the same thing with how Detroit's kind of looking, how a lot of the staff didn't want to leave Detroit because they feel like they're building something. Like, to me, it's like Ryans, to me, if they lose, if they get to the Super Bowl and they lose, or even if they don't get to the Super Bowl, I feel like it might seem like unfinished business, especially with this historically good defense. So I feel like Ryans, we might. And also at the same time, a lot of these teams are kind of a mess.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
grass ain't always greener,
all these
bro.
teams are a mess. Like, a lot of these coaching vacancies might not get filled by these people.
I'm in a good position, like Dan
who's going to want to go to
D'Amico,
who's going to want to go to Houston? Like, honestly,
Exactly.
who's going to want to go to Houston? Like, nothing against
D'Amico,
Houston.
he played there.
Maybe him because he played there, but, like, if I'm Houston, I want to get a head coach. I want to get an experienced head coach to fix what's going on because, like, tell me right now, like, who on Houston, like,
Houston.
Name an explosive player on that team, on that offense right now.
Brandon Cooks.
Okay, but he doesn't want to play there.
I know.
He wants out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Houston is a rebuild. Like, you're going into Houston and you're completely rebuilding that franchise. To me, I wouldn't want to.
Damian, what's his name?
I wouldn't want a new, fresh, young head coach. I personally would want somebody with experience. Obviously,
Crusty old guy?
No, not crusty old guy, but, like, Houston to me, I guess you can't
Houston.
because Houston to me, you can't give up first round picks to get Sean Payton because you need those first round picks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a catch-22.
It's tough. It's hard. It's hard. These head coaching vacancies, like, to me, Dan Quinn's probably either, like, Dan Quinn to me, like, the best teams to go to right now for him are probably either, I hate to say it, Arizona or Denver, or, like,
that's what I'm saying.
Or Indy. I think he's gonna go to Indy. Personally, I like him in Indy. Ugh. Something about him in Indy I like.
I think Dan Quinn and Sean Payton are a flip-flop for Arizona and Denver because of the most money situation. That's why they can give him the most. That's why I think Sean Payton would want to go there. And Dan Quinn, I think, would want to go there because they're a defensive-oriented franchise, and he's a defensive-minded guy. So I think we'll see which coach they end up liking the best. But
I don't know. Tough. Very tough.
we don't know, Noah, but we will see.
Maybe after the season's over, that'll be something we can focus on. Because, I mean, it's kind of hard to balance, like, Ryan's even canceled like 3 head coaching interviews because he wants to focus on the playoffs right now. Like, it's hard to kind of figure out where all these coaches are going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're a fan of, the
Rams, like Spence.
when you're a fan of a team that doesn't have a head coach, obviously that's something you're like, okay, well, I want to know who my head coach is going to be because you're already looking to next season.
Yeah, you don't want him to just come and go.
Hey, you don't want him to just come and go.
But thanks for the question, Noah Gerald. We're going to move on to the next one. Ruru 6217.
My guy.
Ruru 6127. 6217. He wants to know, is Josh Allen only built for the regular season?
I don't know. You lead off with this one because I'm curious what you have to say about this.
I personally do not think that he's only built for the regular season. I think that he has shown us in the past that he has what it takes to compete with the best of them in a playoff type atmosphere, a playoff type situation. I think they were dealt a hard card of the cards this season, and obviously, took a playoff loss and not.
NFL did like do everything in their power to give them like pretty much like what's the word I'm looking for? They babied them like the whole second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think just because they were the favorites outright at the beginning of the year, the expectations were really, really high. So every single team is obviously going to give them
so good every year.
The best shot. They're going to give them their best shot every week. That's the guy at the top of the mountain that you want to knock off, especially throughout the regular season. Like Josh Allen obviously did his thing throughout the regular season, was one of the best players in the league. Everybody thought, this is going to be the team to make the stretch down the playoffs, and we had the DeMar Hamlin situation, obviously, and then I think a team that just went through a lot of ups and downs, had a lot of injuries as well, maybe never got to the point consistency-wise where they wanted to get, and we saw, obviously, Joe Burrow come into their house and beat them at home, which I don't think anybody on that team was expecting. But that's just football. I think at the end of the day, that's sometimes...
We all picked Bills last week, I think, huh? We swept Bills?
Yeah, just because I picked them because they were at home. I mean, I just think
their story right now is just so hard to pick against them.
100%. I think they kind of were America's team for a second just because they were in the hearts and minds of everybody with the Hamlin situation. And Josh Allen's a real likable guy, but I don't think he's necessarily only built for the regular season. We've seen him be a leader, year in and year out and continuously get better. And I think that this is also a guy that holds a lot of spite in his heart and has a lot of pride when he does take a loss like this, and I think that he's only going to be better from it.
Oh, yeah, his teammates do, obviously, as well, which we'll touch on tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the last of Josh Allen, and I think that we will see him return in the playoffs, but I don't think the AFC East is going to be anybody else's division for the years to come, so we're going to continue to see battles between Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. So
I mean, yeah,
it won't surprise me if they continue to trade games. The NFL's crazy, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they really want to, I mean, I know a guy who might be better than him that they can trade for and, kind of maybe help lead them to the Super Bowl if they want to trade for Kenny Pickett, give Josh Allen to Pittsburgh, let him kind of, figure his way out,
When have you told this guy he needs to stop doing this shit? It loses credibility for our show.
I've tried telling him.
I'm just kidding. I would never fucking trade Kenny. He's our franchise.
Someone just needs to pick him up by the collar and shake all the tokens out of his fucking pockets.
But, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Josh Allen is just a regular season quarterback. He does need to get over that hump, though. And I mean, they've been to the AFC Championship. They've made runs in the playoffs, but every year they are crowned basically regular season Super Bowl champs.
At least this year, for sure.
And I don't know, man. It's really hard not to look at him and think Phillip Rivers. It's really hard not to. And
the fact that Phillip Rivers. Okay, never mind.
Like I'm saying more like, and I'm not going to take credit for this take
but having
because
a good team
I've heard this a couple times this week from people. Like, so it's been sitting.
Acho?
It's sitting on. No, not Acho.
You love Acho.
Don't even try and fucking put me with that man. Don't even try. But yeah, no, I'm not going to say Phillip Rivers was a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback in my opinion. but
He's up there with Ben.
He's not. Ben has 2 Super Bowl rings. God, I lost my train of thought. Josh Allen to me, he's a great quarterback with a great team, and he just for some reason he can't seem to get over that hump and get to the Super Bowl. And I think we're seeing kind of what we've seen in years past, where we're seeing out with the older generation of quarterbacks, and we're in with the new, and we have a lot of really talented quarterbacks like for a minute it seemed like it was only gonna be Allen and Mahomes at one point. And now, it's Mahomes, it's Allen, it's Herbert, Burrow, obviously, like Lamar. Jalen is going to be up there now in that conversation. Like before,
BP 13.
We got to pump the brakes on Brock a little bit, but I
still
fully
going to be up in that combo.
I still fully support him,
100%.
but we got to pump the brakes. Gio at the gym the other night, bro. He's like, you going to Perry this Friday? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, they're retiring Brock's jersey, and I was like,
really?
No, they're not.
Oh.
Because I wasn't hating on Brock.
Gio, shout out
I wasn't
Gio.
hating on Brock, but I was getting pissed because fucking Sam was like, dude, is Brock the next Brady or what? And I was just like, dude, we got to pump the fucking brakes, bro.
Run it, Purdy fan.
Got to pump the brakes. I love Purdy.
Purdy season.
I obviously want him to succeed, but all this shit, like, them like putting
Prove Cooper wrong and get that bowl, Brock. Get that Super Bowl.
I want him to win the Super Bowl. That'd be sick. But like, they gotta stop putting him on this pedestal. Like he beat Tom Brady and all this shit.
He's
They're
better
like,
than Kenny Pickett.
Oh, like okay, let's relax. Look at their situations. Look at their teams. Please.
Night and day, he's better.
Okay, we're not gonna get into this because we will completely scrap the whole show and talk about this.
Kenny was drafted in the first round, and this guy slid. Damn, the scouting department over at Pittsburgh. My bad.
He's better than your fucking quarterback too.
No shit. You fucking saw my tweet today, Dingleberry.
I did.
You fucking favorited it.
Okay, what were we saying? Oh yeah, there's so many. The new age quarterback. There's so much talent in the league. Unfortunately, it is very hard to like. Mahomes, I think we can all agree. Mahomes is still the guy. Like Mahomes is still the guy. Everybody's
number one.
Everybody's chasing Mahomes. Burrow is very close to him right now.
Mahomes is on one foot is damn near better than the bottom list.
Honestly, he probably is. And Allen and Burrow to me are neck and neck. Burrow's
better than Allen.
I was just going to say, Burrow is a little bit ahead of Allen, but that's what I was going to, in reference to what I'm saying, like Allen's just in this unfortunate situation where he's incredibly talented and Burrow is also incredibly talented.
But Burrow has it factor.
I think that Bengals team is just...
Burrow got that sauce.
That Bengals team is just... way better than that Bills team. And I said it to you over the weekend. The Bengals are what the Bills think that they are. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. I don't think Allen's...
Are the Bills a TikTok team? Are they hype?
No. I just think they're missing a couple pieces, I think. The injuries didn't help them. Hyde and Poyer being in and out all year long didn't help. Them not getting White back until late in the season. Von Miller going down. As soon as Von Miller went down, when he went down, that was immediately when I was like, Bills might be a different team because Von Miller on that team definitely.
He was. Oh, you're right. That was a good.
A player of his caliber with the experience that he has, just coming off of a Super Bowl win, like definitely was probably was lifting that team up a lot more than we think we saw.
A leader,
but I honestly just think the Bengals are a better team, and I think unfortunately that's just how it is for Josh. I don't think he's just a regular season quarterback because we've seen the playoff success, we've seen the runs to the AFC Championship, we've seen the heartbreaking losses in the playoffs, like where there wasn't any more that he could do. Like this game, I think was just unfortunate, and we've said it multiple times on the show. Every conversation about sports in general is like what's going on right now, what's happening right now, like. 2-3 weeks from now, depending on the outcome of this week, we might be saying, "Oh, well, is Burrow better than Allen, or is Burrow better than Mahomes, or who's?" 100%. You know what I mean? Like,
so what have you done for me lately?
It's what have you done for me lately? Exactly. So,
but it would be crazy. Like I could just see it, like the E60 loop right now. It's just the best that never was, and Josh Allen just never gets past that hump in the playoffs after losing that overtime thing to Mahomes and never getting a second shot. He just never gets to the point that Mahomes is at.
That's
and never
where I think
passes
the
him.
Phillip Rivers comparisons have been coming up a lot this week because Phillip Rivers was kind of that guy as well, where he was kind of
Peyton Manning.
He got buried under
Brady and Manning.
Brady, Manning, both Mannings at one point. He got buried under Roethlisberger, Rodgers. He was always buried under. I'm talking about top quarterbacks in general. When you're talking
AFC,
about
though, in general,
AFC in general, yes, everybody
Colts,
was
Patriots,
everybody
and then
was
Chargers.
everybody was.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that guy. I thought he should have been in jail.
God, okay, whatever. But yeah, Rivers was that guy that got buried under. Like every time you would say, "Okay, well, what about Rivers?" and he'd say, "Oh, but what about so and so?" and then he would get dragged down. Like Allen, I'm not saying he's that guy right now because he's fantastic. I think anybody in the league would take him,
100%.
unless you're a Bengals, Chiefs, Ravens, or Chargers fan. Am I missing anyone? Maybe not Ravens fan.
Niners,
but Niners, I guess. Yeah, like.
Because they got the go.
85% of the league would take Josh Allen over who they have right now.
100%, yeah.
I don't think he's a regular season quarterback. I think the Bills just
took a tough break.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate loss. The Bengals were a better team.
All right. Well, shout out Ruru6217. Appreciate you for asking that question.
What a perfect transition, huh?
Oh, yeah, good transition because we got more dramatics. Dramatic. Shout out Alec Bushman. He wants to know, how do we feel about the Stephon Diggs antics on the sideline and after the game, kind of the way that he was acting in regards to the loss and, you know, the attitude he was displaying towards his quarterback as well as the rest of the team in regards to losing. Kind of went off a little bit on Twitter as well, but what do you think, Coop? You're a pretty emotional guy. Can you relate to Stephon in that situation?
I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you.
What are you a fan of? Long walks on the beach?
Long walks on the beach.
Fine scented candles.
Maybe
a nice fine pressed linen pant. The salted sea breeze against your face.
You know what I am a fan of? Nice slice of pizza. And Marlon Humphrey's trying to say today on Twitter that he doesn't understand the hype behind pizza. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Such a Baltimore.
He said it all tastes. That's why, because he lives in fucking Baltimore. He said it all tastes the same to him. You're telling me the Peter Piper pizza tastes the same as a Grimaldi's pizza?
Peter
and don't
Piper,
get me wrong,
Big Pepper, and Ronald Rhymes.
I love Peter Piper. But you're going to tell me that you're going to go to Peter Piper and then you're going to go to Floridino's?
And don't be tasting the same.
And you're going to say they taste the same?
Hey.
Are you mad? Are you mad?
Or not?
You're telling me you're going to have a bite of Little Caesars.
Fire.
Has its days.
Stop.
Has its days. Has its days.
It's not bad. It's not bad for $5.
Has its days. And then you're going to go to Sal's Pizza on the corner of Gilbert and Warner? And you're going to say they taste the same?
Sal's ain't that fire.
But
they don't taste the same.
And they don't taste the same?
Nope.
Does Little Caesars put rigatoni noodles on their fucking pizza? Ooh. No, they don't. Sal's is with sponsorship. But, yeah.
That was just a long plug for Sal's.
Back to the Stephon Diggs. I'm not a fan of it. And I think we're all kind of used to it. The receiver position is very prima donna, very like dramatic. That's why I wasn't surprised. And we've seen this from Stephon Diggs before. And I'm a fan of Diggs. I like him a lot, but I don't like.
He's about to be a Cowboy.
It's not even the gestures he was making towards Josh Allen to me weren't that bad. I think he could have handled it better. Like him walking like. Throwing his arms like this, like to me, he's projecting like, what the fuck, bro? Like yeah. As to me, like you're a grown man, like go up to him and like,
yeah, don't make a scene out.
I think we would rather see like them get in each other's faces type thing than like make it look like Josh is like over there working and Steph is ignoring him, or like that's what I'm saying, or like Josh Allen, like it could go both ways. It could look like Josh Allen's over there like trying to figure out what's going on, and Stephon's complaining, or it could look like Stephon is like, what the fuck are we doing, and Allen's over there ignoring his number one receiver. Like it could go either way. The thing that bothered me the most was how he tried to leave like immediately after, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it because if you haven't been an athlete in your life and you haven't played on a big stage like that, or even just in general, like you won't understand the feelings and the emotional impact losing a big game like that has. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
But to me,
fucking sucks.
To me, being an NFL player, like knowing that the shine and all the cameras are on you, like
the shine,
like you leaving immediately after the game, like that's not a good look, and that's just what I don't like. I don't think there's anything wrong with
especially
it.
a guy who preaches being a team player.
Exactly, and like him and Allen, like people,
boys.
our boys, like
They were dapping
they
up,
project that they're like
handshaking
best
before
friends.
the game,
like
bro.
literally, like
Yeah, don't
there's
do your boy
literally
like that.
Videos of Stefan like his first year in Buffalo, like basically pretty much saying like, "Oh my God, I should have been here my whole life," type thing. Like,
Don't take him for granted.
like.
Because you had Kirk.
Well, and Connor texted me an interesting thing. My brother, who's a Vikings fan, was calling Buffalo Minnesota 2.0.
Ooh.
Like he's saying, like he was because Connor was not a fan of how Diggs in Minnesota ended, and I think a lot of Minnesota fans would probably say the same thing. And he was telling me, he's like, it's just funny because Buffalo is pretty much turning into Minnesota 2.0, which is a great, you know, kind of an interesting take, kind of an interesting thing to look at because they're kind of like. Minnesota, year in and year out, is on the cusp of either looking like a team that might go or they get in the playoffs and they choke.
They're the AFC Minnesota?
Maybe, but...
And they were faking us out the whole year.
I mean, Kirk and Allen are completely different.
Exactly.
But still, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. Short and simple, I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like it. I think him getting on Twitter and explaining, like, saying like, oh, you think I don't like that? Definitely, because to me, when I first saw that, I immediately was like, oh, he's gonna request a trade. Like he's gonna be gone tomorrow. Like tomorrow, he's gonna get on
Dallas Cowboys.
Like he's gonna but like
with his brother,
him getting on Twitter, maybe him getting on Twitter and being like, what, you want me to be happy to lose?
They're
That
Cowboys fans.
I honestly made me feel a lot better about the whole situation because to me, like I said, the whole time I'm like, what the fuck, like what's going on, like. And then for him to come out and be like, you think you want me to be happy to lose? Then I was like, okay, like makes sense, but. Like I said, you're an NFL player, man. Like, you're a professional athlete. Like, everything you do is going to
under the microscope
be taken out of context or looked at and analyzed. Like, everything you do. Like,
hey, but the good news is, I mean, if Josh Allen and Stephon really do have a big problem, Eli Apple said he will pay for couples counseling. So,
dude,
relationship there.
We got to talk about that, yeah?
That man, Mr. Apple, don't give no fucks.
He's got to be the most hated man in the NFL right now, yeah?
But he don't
Other
care.
than, unless you're a Bengals fan.
If you're in the Bengals locker room, you love that man. He's a clown.
See, and this is what I wanted to ask you about. Like, I don't think we got any questions about Eli Apple, which honestly I'm kind of bummed about. We didn't get a single question about him. But, like, how do you feel about that? If you're a Bengals teammate, like, do you think, and I feel like your answer is going to be yes, but do you think there's like the locker room split? Like some people are like, Eli, you got to fucking shut up. And then there's some people who are just like, oh, like being 100%. Funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
doesn't matter. You're
like
a grown
the DBs
man.
Are probably like his boys who are the DBs. They're probably like, oh, this is fucking hilarious. And then like, there's probably some people who are like, all right, like.
No, it's just the same thing. I mean, Lou Anarumo, their defensive coordinator, was on Pat today, and he was asked about it as well.
I saw that.
And he kind of deflected because at that point, it's just who he is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that's who he is.
But he's not. He's not that guy.
He's not. But he doesn't have any inclination that he is not that guy. He has supreme confidence.
They're winning. They're
supreme confidence in himself. They're winning right now. He's playing well. Why wouldn't he talk his shit? That's just the type of player that he is. If he's up, he's up. If he's down, he's gonna be down, but he's gonna still go down fighting.
Some of the shit he was saying was kind of wild, though.
100%.
Like, do you think the Cancun on 3 with the heart hand emoji?
Do
you think people were taking that out of context? Do you think that was just coincidence?
He probably was like, "Oh fuck." After people probably started going at him
because he didn't delete it, and I think him deleting it probably would have made it look worse.
Probably.
But like that to me, like I don't think he did that on purpose. But at the same, it's kind of like, come on, man, you got to realize like
yeah. But to answer your question, I'm sure half of the people in the locker room are like, all right, shut up, and half the people are like that shit's funny. But either way, it's a grown man's league. It's a man's game. If you go out and perform, it doesn't fucking matter. All they care about is that you go out and do their job, and it doesn't jeopardize their job or them making money at the end of the day. I mean, there is the players on the team that obviously are in pursuit of the Super Bowl and want to win the Super Bowl, but
that's kind of my whole thing. It's like, dude, you still got another game you got to play.
100%, but that's also adding fuel to the fire on both sides, and it's the AFC Championship. It's not a team, or it's not a game that anybody's not going to be ready for nonetheless. So if you do kind of have that competitive advantage, if you will, maybe that's where he gets his spark, is talking shit, and that's where he's trying to take his advantage.
There are a lot of players like that.
So, as Herc sits on his toy and makes a squeak, but I don't know. Stephon Diggs, I think, definitely needs to figure out if he was overreacting to the situation that was, and he really wants to continue to be a Bill, because that's not the type of shit that you can portray to the fan base nor the rest of the NFL. If you're going to be acting like that, it really portrays the fact that you're a sore loser, you're not a good teammate. And then I don't think that's the type of guy that Stephon Diggs. And like you said, you thought he was going to be gone the next day. It gives the impression that he doesn't want to be that player on the team anymore and that he does want to leave or he doesn't believe in the team. And I think at the end of the day, we can agree that's not the case with Stephon, and he is a good player. So he really needs to figure out emotionally, like situationally, when he's going to behave like that. Like he needs to understand the repercussions because it is going to be displayed. Like you're one of the best receivers in the league easily, like no debate. Like you're under a lot of scrutiny and a microscope, and you play for a team that was Super Bowl favorites at the beginning of the year. And that's where we could have seen a lot of the emotion come from, is that the expectations for that team were so high. And they were, I really think within that locker room, they thought that it was their season and they were meant to win it all. And so that's where I think I look at as a competitor, like a lot of that shit could have come from, but you 100%, still, 100%. You're a grown man making millions and millions of dollars. You can't be like that. So
I agree.
Shout out Al Bushman on our third question there, sweeping the socials, Alec Bushman. Hopefully see you in the Sideline Banter.
You got another question.
Oh, yes, another one?
Next one. You're going to like this one.
Is Dak the reincarnation of Kirk Cousins? Short answer, yes.
I think Kirk Cousins might be better.
I think they called him the Black Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, in that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be referred to as the Black Kirk Cousins, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I think short and simple, I already told you, I think they need to move on from him. It's time.
Yeah, I was preaching this because obviously of my rage during the game. I was saying, he's a fucking fourth-round pick, and he's only going to be a fourth-round pick, and I think that he might have hit a ceiling, personally. I just think that the 49ers game, watching the film back, there were situations that he could have taken advantage of, and the game just moved a little bit too fast for him, and he didn't make the right decisions in the time that he needed to. And I just think that there's a night and day situation from feeling confident every time your quarterback drops back, he's going to make the right decision. He's not going to make a mistake, and Dak is not that player for me. I think Brock Purdy is more of that player than Dak is, because I have more confidence that every time Brock Purdy's going to drop back, he's going to make the right decision. He's not going to give the ball to the other team willingly, and he knows the situation. He knows the down and distance. He knows what's at stake in the next drive and how this, kind of plays out for your defense and putting them in a bad situation. I don't think Dak really encompasses that whole understanding when it comes to football. He's out there dropping back, trying to chuck that bitch and really not think about it. And that is what it is, but that can only get you so far. And I think that he proved that due in part because we have a great team around him, defense built to win, special teams that played a great game, and an offense around him that played a really good game. P's and P's out to Tony Pollard. We really missed you in that game, and I think it was an instant momentum shift when he went down. It was clear the 49ers were going to win that game because it really put our backs against the wall and ultimately put the ball in Dak's hands to pass the ball to win the game, and that's just not where we want to be. That's not where I wanted to be the whole season. So I kind of agree to Cooper's sentiment. I think Dak has been a really good quarterback, and he's been essentially Tony Romo for us. He hasn't been anything more than Tony Romo. He's made very pivotal mistakes in very big situations.
The playoff records are the exact same. Did you see that? They're both 2-4 in the playoffs. Both of them 0-3 in the divisional round.
Yep, they're the exact same quarterback. They're pretty similar player-wise. They're
immaculate, though, that Dak has gotten you guys to the playoffs 6 times. Didn't really put that together.
And you know what? When we have
maybe
Lamar,
that's not what that means.
No,
Sorry.
it doesn't. But
you get what I'm saying.
We're going to have Lamar next year, and I'm not going to be tripping about it. Jerry's going to trade Dak for Lamar. We're going to get Lamar Jackson down in Dallas, going to be wearing the number 8, and we'll be good. So if at least we lose, it's in great fashion with an MVP.
What did you just say?
Yeah.
Lamar's not going to Dallas.
You say they're going to get Lamar and Stephon.
You're over here fucking calling me delusional.
This guy's crazy. That's what I'm saying.
No, we're going to get Lamar. Jerry's going to trade Dak for Lamar.
Not happening.
Because the Ravens don't want to pay Lamar that much. We already paid Dak.
So they want to take on Dak's contract?
He's on a lower-end quarterback contract and still a top 10 quarterback.
And they signed him like a 4-year deal, too, huh? Who's the top 10 quarterback?
Dak. 100%.
You think?
Dude.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm being
1,000%.
I'm being serious right now.
Our offense is top 5 every category, statistically.
Right, you're right.
Regular season, he's a fucking choker in the playoffs 100%, but don't even give me this. Kenny Pickett's better than him.
I wasn't going to say
he
that.
He might be 10.
Maybe. I don't think so. He should, realistically, based off of regular season, he's top 6.
Okay, so
100%.
This is what I'm not trying to hate. I just think it's good conversation.
I don't care. I don't think he's good.
This is the NFL's ranking of, this was updated on the 12th of this month. ranking all 32 teams' primary starting quarterbacks at the end of the regular season. So 1, they have Mahomes.
Yeah.
No surprise. 2, they have Jalen Hurts. 3, Joe Burrow. 4, Josh Allen. 5, Justin Herbert. 6, Trevor Lawrence. 7, Tua. Tua's not better than Dak.
Oh.
8 is Jared Goff. He's
No.
Good year, but
No.
Damn, they got Geno Smith. They got Dak in the top 10 though. They got Dak at 10.
Dak is ahead of Geno, is ahead of fucking whoever that was.
they don't even have Lamar in the top 10.
Yeah,
Lamar
he was
is injured.
Yeah, he was injured.
At
They
the
have
end of the
Lamar at
season.
12. They have Lamar at 12.
Lamar's better than Dak.
Dak didn't
Lamar's
play,
way
like,
better
the
than
first
Dak.
5 games.
Is
though?
Kyler better than Dak though?
6.
Kyler better than Dak.
No.
No?
Not right now.
Do you think Kirk Cousins is better than Dak?
Not right
I think
now.
this season.
Dude, our offense statistically was top 5 in every major category. Dak was top 5 in passing.
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, I'm not hating.
He played really well. He just
I was just
sucks
more curious to see where
at situational football.
Like to me, right now, I'd probably take Jared Goff over Dak. Right now, I'm saying right now.
Dumb as hell, boy.
I'm saying right now.
Dude, Jared Goff had a great year.
100%.
So
They're running 2 different offenses too. I mean, their offense was way more running oriented. Dak is going to be in shotgun for a lot of the game. He's under center. Jared Goff is under center a lot of the time.
You're right. Jared Goff is under center a lot. He is under center a lot. You were getting me there for a sec because Dallas runs the ball quite a bit as well.
Yeah, Dallas does run with Tony Pollard and Zeke.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I think
I'm saying right now, career wise, I'm probably still. Actually, I don't know. That's tough. Career wise, who I'm picking over Jared Goff and Dak Prescott.
either way, who
You
cares?
guys let us know in the comments. Dak Prescott or Jared Goff? Who you guys taking?
Alec, to answer your question, yes, Dak is the reincarnation of Kirk Cousins. He's a good regular season quarterback. He puts up huge numbers, looks pretty good. Came off of an injury and got us a bunch of wins when we didn't think he could. Beat a good team, had a blowout win. He did it all in the regular season. Got us even a playoff win against a team that we really shouldn't have given a lot of credit in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that were dead before that game even started, and we gave him a lot of hype and a lot of chance.
And if Brady knew what the fuck he was gonna do, he would have told us by now.
True. But yeah, I just
Fucking hate
I
that.
don't
I
think
hate that
I
guy.
think Dak's really reached his ceiling, and it's time in Dallas to make a change. If you're gonna keep Mike McCarthy, at least see what he has with another quarterback potentially, because I just think that that's as much as we can do to be able to get Dak into the bowl. And if a lot of that game just fell on him, the way that the offense around him performed, the defense played, and the special teams played. If there was a different quarterback in play there, I think it would have been a different game that doesn't turn over the ball twice.
I agree.
Sometimes that's the way football goes, but that's my take for sure. But shout out, Al. 2 questions. You're that man. Hopefully see you in the Sideline Banter combine coming up. April. Wait on it. Jace Plant 9 back with another question. If Patty Mahomes loses to Joe Burrow, does he overtake Patty for the number 1 QB in the NFL? No.
He's got to win a Super Bowl and an MVP first.
Got to get the Super Bowl and the MVP. Yep.
Maybe not the MVP because Pat puts up those fucking numbers every
Pat's
year.
going to win it again, though. He has to.
But
The MVP doesn't matter as much, but Mahomes still has 2 Super Bowls, right?
he's got one. He's been to 2. Because they lost to, remember they got spanked by Tampa like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
Mahomes to me is a god amongst men, in my opinion. I'm sorry, he is. And I might be over exaggerating that, but he's every fucking year in the playoffs, this dude continues to just show everybody why he is night and day better than ever. This guy played on a fucking high ankle sprain, the quarterback position.
still better than Kenny Pickett.
So, okay, well, no shit, he's better than fucking Kenny Pickett.
No, on the high ankle sprain.
Yeah, no fucking shit. He's probably better than, like you said, 80% of the quarterbacks in the NFL on a high ankle sprain.
All right.
Guy coming at my fucking guy for no reason. But yeah, no. He's got to win. He has to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion, to be considered better.
No,
I think it's that simple.
Yeah, easy money answer. I think the exact same thing. I think Mahomes has just solidified himself as the number 1 quarterback, bar none, in the NFL, and everybody's kind of chasing him. I think the way you look at Joe Burrow and his persona and kind of the way he carries himself, he would be that guy to be number 2 and chasing Mahomes, because I think he's the guy that'll die trying to be number 1. And that's going to be a really exciting rivalry to see, especially right now because the Bengals have the upper hand. So if they continue to beat him, it might be, maybe Joe Burrow is Patty's kryptonite, and that's where the situation gets down to. Patty's the best quarterback in the league every year, but Joe Burrow, he just can't seem to be Joe Burrow anymore type of thing. I think we'll see it play out in the playoffs, but right now...
This year's going to be different.
Right now we saw Patty is at the disadvantage with the ankle. He seems to be healthy right now after his press conference and practicing today.
Andy Reid said it was a tweak.
He
said it was a tweak.
All right, well, tweak is definitely enlightening, but I think it was more than a tweak on the Jacksonville game. But
oh no, I agree. But I mean, he didn't want to come out. He was pretty frustrated when they made him go back and do all the X-rays and stuff. So yeah, no, I like you said, pretty simple. Maybe not pretty simple, but I feel like Joe Burrow has so much hype around him right now, and going back to what you said, the way he carries himself, like a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burr, like
coming from number one spot,
he's the guy." Like, oh, but no, Mahomes is, like I said, is a god amongst men on the football field. I'm sorry, and I get that Joe.
It could be a Brady Manning situation.
I get that
like,
Joe
these
Burrow.
These are the guys right now.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. Mahomes hasn't beaten Joe Burrow yet. Yes, I understand that, but. I'm sorry. No, I don't think if I have to, if I'm choosing who to build my team around right now, I'm picking Mahomes still.
Yep.
To this day.
Shout out, Jace. We'll see what happens in the playoff game and kind of get your opinion on who do you think is number one.
Oh, back to back again.
Hey, ask another one. Where do we think D'Amico Ryans will go coach next year?
No, I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, we kind of touched on this earlier with Noah's question.
Maybe Houston. That's
Houston, maybe just because he's a former player, but
he's been tied to them pretty much like the whole time. Like the whole head coaching vacancy, that's the team that everybody keeps talking about. I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
But he's a defensive mind, so we could see him staying in the great situation that he has in San Francisco and continue to be the D coordinator there. Shout out, Jay's playing 9-2 questions. You're the boy. Money Monty 21, Alec Monty hit us with the question. Bill O'Brien to the Pats. He said, bless up, smirky face. How do you feel about that, huh?
I like it a lot. I didn't know that.
Mac Jones?
I didn't know that when Bill O'Brien got hired at Bama, Mac Jones stayed on campus for a while to kind of walk him through. So it might be good.
Mac Jones taught Bill O'Brien the offense at Alabama.
I am also a Mac Jones hater, so like, could be good for him.
McCorkle?
Could be good for him. I don't know. I like Bill O'Brien. I was always a fan of his.
You know that's his real name, Spence. McCorkle?
Mac Jones is his real name? Oh, I hate him even more.
McCorkle Jones?
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I have to look this up.
There's no way that's his name.
McCorkle Jones. What do you mean? I'm not lying.
Oh my God, it is. His name is Michael McCorkle Jones.
I told you. And you know what your name is? Big Fat Mark. Jimmy. Yeah, but isn't that crazy, McCorkle?
McCorkle. And he spells his name A-E-L.
Sounds like a fish.
Yeah.
A little mackerel.
Mackerel?
It's not even mackerel. It's literally McCorkle.
What sounds
we
like
know.
It's literally McCorkle.
It's just weird.
Like, who looks at their baby and goes, my little McCorkle. Look at you, you're going to grow up to be a mid-NFL quarterback.
Aw. It was so cute
that jersey, baby.
Whenever Michelle had you and was like, my little Mark. Sweet little Mark. That's what she told me.
No, they almost named me Larry.
No, Mark.
Could you imagine my name being Larry?
Larry Mark.
Could you imagine me opening the show? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sideline Banter. My name is Larry. This is my host, Shithead.
I wouldn't be here if your name was Larry, let's be real.
Bro, yeah, that would have sucked.
But what do we feel about
I like
Alabama friends reconnecting in
I like
the
it
NFL?
a lot.
Me
I
too.
think it might be good for I think it's going to actually be good for New England.
It's Bill O'Brien's best situation. He always did the best.
Well, and he was in New England at one point,
for a long time.
So him and Belichick already have that relationship,
And they needed an offensive coordinator bad.
They do, and I think that's going to take some pressure off of did Herc have that?
No, I just threw it back.
Oh, okay. That ball's important to me, okay?
Who?
That ball.
Cares, not me.
Okay. Well, what was I going to say? I think Belichick had a lot of stress and pressure having to worry about what the fuck Matt Patricia and Judge were going to do every single week on offense. So the fact that he has a real capable offensive coordinator now, I think it's going to be good for New England. It might wake up a sleeping giant
I think
in the AFC East.
I think you make a great point. I think it's Bill O'Brien going back into a situation that he's comfortable with, that he's had success with in the past. He knows everybody within the building too. He still knows how to operate within that environment. He knows what it takes to succeed. And he's also won there before. So I think he's seamlessly moving into a situation where he won easily in Alabama, had a really good resurgence of his career after being in a really depressing situation in Houston, taking the L, getting fired, and going to, Coaches University under Nick Saban and hanging out with Bill Belichick's buddy, Nick Saban, for a couple years, getting a natty or two, and kind of rediscovering himself, I'm sure, as a coach and, a guy amongst players in a locker room, probably rediscovering why he loved the game, probably picking up a lot of good things on the way as well. So I think that he's going to take that into New England and kind of implement it with a guy that he has really good rapport with in Mac McCorkle-Jones, like we said. And maybe we're going to see the Patriots offense that was so stagnant in the past really pick up and be able to produce. I think that them, coming back together is going to be a really good thing. The only thing, to play devil's advocate, is could we see a situation of Kyler and Cliff, two guys that have prior history going back together in the NFL and it not working out?
No.
Doesn't seem like the thing that happened in the Patriots umbrella, but it is essentially the same situation.
No, but I get what you're saying, but New England is so.
But Mac is bringing him in.
New England is so about their fucking business, bro. Like
I wouldn't see that either.
Bill would not let the shit that happened here in Arizona. Bill would not let that shit fly. He would cut that cord so quick.
True.
So quick.
All right, Alec.
He put up with Patricia and all them like a shit ton, but only because those were his, you know what I mean? No, he wouldn't. No way.
So we see Judge move back to special teams, Patricia go back to defense, and now we have an actual offensive coordinator.
Patricia's not on the staff anymore.
Oh.
Gerard Mayo is the DC.
Nice. Dog.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, shout out Money Monty. I didn't know that you were a Pats fan. Is he?
He is.
Shout out Alec. I didn't know that.
One of those guys.
Yeah, congrats on Bill O'Brien. Hopefully you guys can actually produce some consistent offense this year.
Maybe your quarterback won't be so fucking mids.
McCorkle. All right. Question from Steven Lesevsky. He's back, baby.
Yeah, it's been a while, Steve. What's up, dude?
Oh. Coop said, it's been a while.
It's been a while
since I last saw you. Turner. What, dude?
Okay.
Look at this graph. All right, Steve.
Wait, is that Nickelback, that song?
That's a different.
Yeah. No, not the Photograph song.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's not Nickelback.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, read the Steve question.
You're going to look it up?
Yeah.
So Steve wants to know, is it true that the 49ers are going to put Jimmy G back in if they make it to the Super Bowl?
No, you Mark.
Yeah, no. Well, don't call him a fucking Mark, because that's been talks. And I don't think they will. I think this is more in a worst case scenario thing where if they needed somebody to go in, barring it, because think about it, right now it's
by Stained.
I was gonna say I don't think it's Nickelback.
Damn, my bad.
Right now it's literally just Brock Purdy, and who's his backup? Is it Beathard? Is Beathard still on that fucking roster?
I don't know. Mullins, maybe?
I don't know, but exactly, that's the point. If for some
Brock
reason,
don't need a backup.
But for some reason, if Brock gets hurt, like we saw with, I'm really going to do this. Back in 2001, when the Patriots went to the AFC Championship game and Tom Brady got hurt and Drew Bledsoe was just so happened to be there and went in.
Damn.
Dude, the NFL's fucking fake. The NFL's fake.
If that happens.
NFL's fake. NFL's fake. I'm sorry. The NFL's so fake if that happens.
That did happen, bro.
NFL's so fake.
I forgot about that in 2001. Go ahead, lay out the whole story.
NFL's so fake if that happens. But Tom Brady gets hurt, can maybe somewhat play, questionable. Drew Bledsoe goes in.
They go with Drew Bledsoe.
They go up Drew Bledsoe. He wins them the game, and then there's the controversy.
Last drive, scores the touchdown, throws a dot in the corner to win the game.
And it was against Pittsburgh. Shut up.
Fucking marks.
Yeah, when was the last time Dallas was in a meaningful
Shut
playoff
up, stinky
game?
doo-doo towel.
When was the last time Dallas was in a meaningful playoff game other
Shut up,
than
you
this
weren't even in the
weekend?
fucking playoffs this year.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your team didn't do.
We were in a meaningful playoff game last week,
your
Mark.
Team didn't accomplish what every team sought out to do. So
And neither did yours. Yours didn't even make the dance.
We're all on the same plane.
No. I do want to note that you did say, like, I think 2 weeks ago you brought up the whole pattern thing, like, oh yeah, we lost a game and then we won two, and then we lost it. You brought that up, and look at
what.
You guys are out of the playoffs.
I know. I'm hurt about it. It's just sometimes you fucking lose in the playoffs, but some teams didn't even fucking make it. So I'm happy that I made it. We made it. Against all odds.
Okay. It doesn't matter because we can sit here and we talk about this.
No, because the memes at the end of the year, they're either, all these Dallas Cowboys fans get hyped up and they don't even make the playoffs. But this year we won a playoff game, and what now? You're still gonna shit on me. And we're not even in the dance, Mr. Stinky Doodoo Towel.
I did save a lot of Cowboy memes over the week that were on Twitter. Hey, let's ask the real question here, people, and let us know.
Dude, your QB's named after a fence.
Let us know in the comments.
Literally, the kid that dies in South Park in a fence.
Okay.
Did you hear his parents? They said that's why they named him Kenny, because they love the kid from South Park.
That's not true. But let's ask the real question, people. Let us know in the comments. Should the Cowboys re-sign Zeke and move him to center permanently?
Shut up, Mark.
Fuck.
I hate that. Yeah, that was a dumbass play, but
that was a Mark question.
Can we answer the fucking?
I was trying to, but you had to say, of course it was, when I said it was against the Steelers.
Yeah.
And you know what happens when you talk shit about my team? We jump off.
Everybody agrees.
What do you mean everybody agrees? It's history. Of course they're going to agree it happened. But back to the fucking question
your
from
team
Steven.
fucking sucks.
My team fucking sucks. Okay. Whatever. But
it's been a while since we saw the Steelers in the playoffs.
We literally were in the playoffs last year.
Were they there last year?
They literally were in the playoffs last year.
Been like 18, 19, 20 games or so. We saw you in the playoffs. Answer the question, Mark.
Okay, if you're going to say that, how many games has it been since you guys been in the conference championship?
Oh, my God.
800?
Dude, this guy just pulls it out. Oh, we were in the NFC. One game after you guys just got eliminated. We were in the NFC championship. What have you done for me lately? What, 10 years since you guys have been?
Okay, what have the Cowboys done for you lately? They've lost in the playoffs.
Dude, we have a 4th round QB. Who cares? You guys had fucking Ben. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. You guys still suck.
We didn't have Ben this year, dummy. We had
Kenny.
Kenny.
Oh, yeah, trash bag Pickett, and that's why you're not in the fucking playoffs.
Look, you guys can all hate on Kenny as much as you want, but just watch. 3 years from now, he's going to be a top 10 quarterback.
Okay.
Hey, you guys did finish positive, though. You didn't think you were going to do that.
God, which was a waste. Such a wasteful season, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter. But back to the question. No, I don't think they're going to put him in. I think it's just for, just to be safe. Just be careful. Are you mimicking what the Cowboys looked like after their loss?
No, I was just mimicking someone that didn't make the playoffs. His face. But Steve, I don't think we're gonna see a repeat situation here. I think Brock Purdy's gonna OD big dick on fucking the Eagles, and he's gonna be fine. Gonna play a tough game to the finish. Don't think we're gonna need to see Jimmy G. But I just don't see there being any reason to put Jimmy G in the Super Bowl if they make it. Brock Purdy's still undefeated, has beat every team that's run into him, played an elite defense last week, and really managed to get out with a win. He might have got one of his best completions on an ineligible receiver downfield, but we're not going to talk about that. But
who, Brock?
Yeah, that 3rd and 15 conversion to Kittle where he tipped the pass to himself. He was covered up on the line. He shouldn't have been able to run a route. Should have been a penalty. But
I don't know. It's questionable.
No, you're questionable.
I think Juice.
No,
is a
you're
little
questionable.
Tight. I think Juice is a little tight, but I think he was still a little off.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think he was the end man on the line of scrimmage. There was a receiver on the other side.
I don't think
at the bottom.
Kittle was not the end man on the line of scrimmage in that play.
Juice check was.
Yeah, but he was off the line.
Yeah, the use check was, but I think there was still a receiver, so that he would have been covered up. He would have been a lineman. I'm pretty sure, mate, but either way, I don't think it was legal. Just as a hating fan, but anyway.
No, I mean, I would be pretty upset too if there were a couple plays that people have been putting on Twitter that are like, why didn't these get flagged? But I mean, that's every NFL game.
Yeah, game's over. I'm just happy to have made it to the playoffs, honestly. But Steve,
You're such a fucking shit.
I don't think that we're gonna see Jimmy in the playoffs. I think that he's gonna probably watch Brock Purdy do this thing and finish out the season the way Brock Purdy was meant to finish.
They're not gonna play Jimmy G because if he plays one game, they owe him fucking $300K.
Oh. Yeah, they're probably paying.
Brock's
whole contract.
I can't
probably
even
$300K.
imagine what his playoff incentives are on that contract. If his incentives alone are $300K per game,
if he wins the Super Bowl, his fucking playoff incentive is probably $10 million.
I think it was $250K per game that he plays, an extra $150K per win that he got for the regular season.
But you usually get one for winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Imagine what obviously a Super Bowl is. Imagine what the playoffs incentives are on that 1 year he
Brock's
signed.
whole contract's probably like $300K.
His signing bonus was like $50K, I think they said.
Oh, shit.
Dude has roommates. He literally lives with roommates in San Fran.
Oh,
like
gang. Did you guys see his electric car, though? He drives a Lucid motor. You guys know what that is, Lucid?
I don't.
Yeah, I've seen it.
In California, it's like the Tesla of California.
I'm going to look it up right now.
It's cool. He drives one. He posted a video on it today. It's pretty sick.
What's it called? Oh, Lucid Motors?
Yeah. Yeah, Steve. No Jimmy G. Thanks for the question, brother. Shout out Steven Lisevsky. Will Perez is back. Sad Seahawks fan. Oh, come on, bro. You got to ask about my fucking running back. Is Tony Pollard going to stay a Cowboy or is he walking? If Tony doesn't hurt, do they win? Will Perez. Tony is not going to probably be a Cowboy, I don't think.
He's going to all you. I don't know. I don't know your whole situation with Dallas.
He's going to ask for a bag and a half. And he deserves it. He doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on his body, and he is a big player.
He did just break his fibia.
I know. That's the only,
Fibia or tibia? I mean, they're the same thing.
Either way.
But I don't think that wears as much.
Yeah, but I mean, the running back position is already so,
But he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear as far as carries. He hasn't taken a ton of carries in the NFL yet, and he hasn't played a ton of games comparatively. He's been a backup for a majority of his career. He's essentially fresh and damn near hitting his peak. If this injury is really going to be setting him back, and this is the only hope that I have that the injury is what keeps him in Dallas, because I think he can still recover and be the same player that he was. And I'm hoping that the injury kind of lures some teams away, because I'd love him to still be a Cowboy, but I also think that he deserves to go get paid somewhere else. He's a great player, and he's going to be an X-factor, game-changing type guy that we saw him be in Dallas. I just hope whatever team gets him kind of integrates him in the offense the same way we kind of did as a 1-2 punch. I don't think he's an every down back. And I think whatever team decides to sign him, if they try to make him into an every down back, they're going to figure out that's not kind of the way that he probably molds to the offense best, and he is able to, shine the brightest. So I don't think Tony is going to be a Cowboy just because he's going to really demand a lot of money. And I don't know what our situation is with Zeke, whether we're going to cut him or not. But if he doesn't get hurt, I don't necessarily think that we win. I think it was a huge momentum shift. I think Dak doesn't throw 2 interceptions that we win, or if Kevontae Turpin maybe takes back a kick. In that situation where he had 2 routes and didn't take either of them, we might win because the whole momentum would have switched. But the Tony Pollard was a huge injury and definitely sends back the vibe of the team, and he's a great game-changing type of player. But we were still there down the line to be able to make the plays to win. I think if he was in the game, it might have put a little bit more pressure on the defense, but I don't necessarily think I can say, yeah, we would have won if Tony played, but he definitely would have helped, I think, and it would have been different level of anxiety that we would have, maybe be given to the San Francisco defense down the line, because they wouldn't have had as many, outlets to cover.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it changes the game tremendously, because Kyle Shanahan said after the first half that their main focus was stopping Tony Pollard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's Erin Andrews who's on Fox. She came out and said when she came out and said, they do like the coaches interviews before and after halftime. Kyle Shanahan said that their vocal point during the week was slowing down Tony Pollard.
Oh, okay.
So
he's a game changer.
Yeah,
everybody knows it.
He's a game changer. Does it make a big difference if he's in the game? Yes. Big enough for them to win? We'll never know.
But at least they made it to the playoffs and they gave it all they got.
Yep.
Sure.
You're such a troll.
All right, Blake Elliott's back, baby. Blake Elliott ___ 34 __. Kidding, that's not his name, but
It's Blake _Elliott __ 34.
what car did Pat Tillman buy once he got drafted to the NFL? I'm gonna go ahead and take my guess first. Spence is the only one that knows the answer here.
My guess was a Bronco. I was thinking something like a Bronco, some kind of nice truck.
Yeah, Coop has a guess as well. I'm gonna go ahead and guess first. Real American hero, man's man. I'm guessing Ford F-150.
I'm guessing a Toyota Tacoma.
Nope. 1968 Chevrolet Impala convertible.
Wow. Okay.
Said Tillman and one of his high school football opponents turned NFL teammate Zach Waltz bought a 1968 Chevy Impala convertible.
That's clean. That's clean as fuck.
Yeah, that's clean.
Thought that I knew.
Yeah. Just because that's Blake's car.
Yeah, that's
Here.
literally. I literally was like,
He has a Tundra, not a Tacoma.
no, he has a Tacoma.
He has a Gen 1 Tundra.
Yeah, you may have a Tundra, right?
He has the smaller one. He doesn't have a.
No, that's
he's
a big
got,
one.
He's got it. I'm pretty sure he has a Tundra.
Yeah, I think he does too.
He just posted on his Instagram the other day. He's got like a smaller 4-door.
It's a Gen 1.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Tacoma wasn't out yet.
Whatever.
But you know who would have guessed that, low key? A Mark. All right, air high five from a man Spence, but shout out Blake Elliott. I would not have guessed Chevy Impala from Pat fucking Tillman, honestly, getting from I was
He's a California guy, so
true.
makes sense.
But I mean, yeah, cruising with the top down, that's pretty cool. I know he didn't get he got a pretty big contract, so he had a little bit of money to blow, but that's pretty clean, honestly. I love the old school Chevy Impalas. They're so fucking class, so I could just see him cruising right now through the Arizona sun. He was probably feeling himself for sure.
Yeah. That was sweeping the socials. Thanks, guys, for.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it. That was the last question.
Shout out Blake. Thanks for the
guys,
last
for
question.
incredible questions. Yet again, another week. We appreciate the the interaction with us.
Yeah.
Keep it up. We appreciate it a lot. We're posting a day early now, so you guys have a lot of time to get some questions in. You can see your name up on the screen. Shout out Spence.
Check the ticker below.
Thank you, Spence. Guys, remember, when you get a chance,
Slide his DMs.
Slide his DMs. Give him a thank you.
Spence is still going hard for the team.
He is. Hey, Spence, you got a USC Player of the Week this week?
Yeah, I don't really think there were that many.
Ooh.
Ufunga.
Ufunga, yeah.
Ufunga was in there.
He didn't do shit.
Juju. Okay, so we got a
Juju's
few.
in there. You got a couple. I'm sure there's more.
Adoree played.
Adoree. He didn't do very good.
Yeah, but I'm talking about right.
They didn't win.
I know. There's got to be a couple USC guys on these rosters. You don't think so?
All I can think of is
Ion.
Adoree Leonard.
Ion?
Who?
Ion D's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one didn't really work. I didn't say it.
I think. Damn. Blew it.
Yeah, just keep it moving.
All right.
Ion
D's nuts?
You're on my nuts? Is that what you're trying to say?
Ion D's nuts? All right.
Fucking Herb.
I know. I really thought it was going to be a banger. I thought I was going to get him back for that beekeeper. If you're a frequent watcher, he got me back in the day with a joke. Walked right into it. Thought I had him, but.
Hey, I got him with the House of Dragons one. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I know you were not happy about that one.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. I was trying to be nice.
It wasn't on camera, though. It's really the banger.
I got it on text, though.
Can't believe you got me.
I got the text to prove it.
So what are we talking next, Coop? We're going to go ahead and go over the games that were? Or are we gonna
we can touch on the games that were.
We can pull up the playoff bracket.
Yeah, let's see that young playoff bracket, huh? Let's see that playoff bracket.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see that playoff bracket.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we've already touched on the Dallas game a lot.
Yeah, we touched on that.
The Eagles-Giants game was a shit show.
Eagles trounced them.
Wasn't even a game.
Not even.
Honestly, the only game that was like actually really good this weekend was the Jacksonville Chiefs game.
It was pretty close at the end.
Just
because Mahomes was injured.
Cincinnati, I wouldn't say like handled or like destroyed Buffalo, but I mean they handled him pretty well, 27-10. Like,
I mean they had him locked up off the rip.
Yeah, pretty much the whole game.
They started off fast, and it didn't really seem like Buffalo was ever going to get back in the game.
But yeah, honestly, the only game that really was worth like like had me on the edge of my seat was that Chiefs-Jaguars game.
I mean, Cowboys game was pretty close.
Cowboys game was pretty close, but I'm saying like we talked about that game a lot.
Yeah, I know. True.
That game was also pretty close. You're right. That was a really great game. I think if Dak doesn't throw one of those 2 interceptions, one specifically being a red zone interception, then we're talking about a different game here. You said it yourself. If Turpin,
isn't a bot,
we're talking about a different game here.
Yeah.
If the refs open up their eyes, maybe we're talking about a different game.
But yeah, we saw Mahomes go off on one ankle, pretty much lead his team to victory, clutched up at the end, got his playmakers involved and let them make all the plays. Saw Kelsey hit double-digit catches, which looked inevitable after that first drive where he had 5 catches. It was just like classic Kelsey. Nobody can seem to guard him. Like we said, the Bengals kind of went into the Buffalo home, and even after the hype of the DeMar Hamlin return, Buffalo really got the job done. They came out quick and solidified themselves as a team that looked at themselves, I think, as the underdog in this game and came out quick and really, essentially got up on the Bills quick and really didn't let them breathe at the end of the day. Like we said, the Eagles pretty much just routed the Giants from the beginning. Their offense is just so uniquely variable. Oh, that's fire backpack, honestly. Yeah, that's sick. Can't hoop, though.
Pretty fire.
Yeah, the Eagles' offense is just so variable. It's so hard to cover.
Do you coach the Gilbert team? That makes sense. Your last name's Gilbert?
Bro, it's funny. Those team colors. There's a team that didn't make the playoffs that has those same colors. Hey, CM, you know what's good. You guys know who didn't make the playoffs. Hey, Steelers!
Bro, you don't have any fucking room to talk.
Made the playoffs.
You don't have any room to talk. You might as well have not
playoffs.
made it. Your team fucking blew a 27-point lead.
Yeah, but it was fun to watch for the first half.
Ooh, made it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kenny Pickett hasn't been to the playoffs. Justin Herbert has.
Dude, listen to
What?
this.
Justin Herbert made the playoffs one time in his 4-year
Yeah,
career.
it's not his fault. We should have gone last year too, but our freaking stupid dumb head coach.
His quarterback's named after a fence.
Yeah, fucking Pickett. Idiot.
Mark.
I'm not.
Jimmy.
Oh my god.
We already talked about that. But fucking...
You're wasting a top quarterback's fucking career, and your team is the fucking Cowboys. Your team is the fucking Cowboys. You have no room to speak at all.
The only room is we have one more playoff win than you guys this year.
Ooh. We have one more playoff appearance than you guys this year.
Ooh!
God, that must be crazy to be fucking fan bases of a team and be happy that you made the playoffs and did nothing.
Yeah, because my franchise is notoriously bad.
You did nothing in the playoffs.
And you didn't even do anything.
You did nothing.
Not in the playoffs.
You did nothing. You might as well have not even shown up. You beat a team that you just said shouldn't have even been there earlier on this episode.
Looky.
And then you played a close game against the 49ers. Whoop-de-fucking-do. You can't fucking speak.
I can.
You can't speak.
Yes.
You cannot speak. You guys were up 27-0 and you lost.
Does that surprise you?
And you're going to have a tough time getting in the playoffs from here on out because the Bengals is a real deal. And Joe Burrow will continue to shit on Kenny Pickett. Divisional baby brother for the rest of his fucking life, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we traded 1-1 with them this year, but sure, whatever, buddy. And I'm pretty sure we
but you didn't make the Super Bowl, so what does that fucking matter?
It
didn't win the Super Bowl, so you traded 1-1.
We didn't make the Super Bowl.
You might as well have not even showed up.
That's what I'm saying. If you didn't make the Super Bowl, why even show up?
Why even show up for the regular season? If you didn't make the Super Bowl, why even show up for the regular season?
Now you're just
you know what?
That's a good point.
If you don't even win the Super Bowl, why even show up for the playoffs?
Yeah. Why play football?
Why just not go backwards? They should just do fucking Super Bowl and then play the regular season after.
There should only be 2 teams playing the whole year. Right?
Yep. Just the Steelers and the fucking Super Bowl other team. Whoever wanted to play for the Super Bowl.
Not what I'm saying whatsoever.
Well, mate, you made a great point, Mark. I hope you're happy.
Well, there goes your fucking dog. Messing with all the cords again.
He's upset because you were just shitting on my... Yeah, look at he thinks the Cowboys are better than that and that they deserve more respect.
All right, well, let's move on to the games, huh?
Yeah, let's pick these games.
Let's move on to the games.
Let's pick them.
First game we got...
Get off to the Steelers, that's for sure.
Come on, get out of the table. Come on.
Go fucking change. What are you standing here in the middle of our studio for?
Because he's on the Steelers and it's fun.
He's an invited guest. I texted him.
Yeah.
I'm
He
just
said, hey, come home.
Here's your invitation.
All right, first game of the weekend, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Go ahead, I'll let you do it because I know you like doing the games.
Oh, okay. We got Brock Purdy, number 13, driving a Lucid Motors sports automated vehicle. It's got a battery in it. It doesn't even take gasoline. Still very, very fast.
Most cars have batteries.
He is going to drive that across
cars.
country from San Francisco all the way to Lincoln Financial Field to
he's
play
gonna
the
drive.
Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, he is. He's driving across the country.
By himself?
Maybe.
He's got a clown car. He's putting the whole team in there.
Something tells me he's got a golden retriever in the passenger seat, and they're just driving.
He does seem like a golden guy.
Golden retriever guy for sure. But we got the 49ers going to be underdogs, plus 122, headed to Lincoln Financial Field to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Herc, shut up. Play the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the San Francisco 49ers knocked off my Dallas Cowboys last week in a game that Cooper said we shouldn't have even played because we didn't win the Super Bowl yet. But the Eagles are coming off of a huge victory against the divisional opponents in the Giants, 38-7, where they looked essentially unstoppable on offense. And even though Jalen Hurts didn't have huge stats, his play really spoke for itself. He led the team very calmly and was able to get his ball, well, not his ball, the ball into his playmakers' hands throughout the game. Sorry, boys. Pause.
I was about to say, you're going to...
His ball didn't go anywhere, but the ball, he put it in place it needed to go. Who do we got? This is a really, really tight matchup for me. I don't really know. I mean, both of these matchups are insanely tight, and I don't really know where to pick for either of them. But, I mean, you look like you're ready to say an answer.
Eagles! Eagles! Give it to me, baby.
Really?
Pause. I want the Eagles. Give me the Eagles. I'm picking the Eagles. Yep. They just look so fucking good. Every single year, every game that they've played this year, everybody has said, this is who they're going to lose to, this is why they're going to lose, and this is how they're going to lose. And every game that's supposed to be their time, they go out there and take care of business very casually. Very casually. This Giants game, they looked so relaxed, casual, no stress. They look like they just were striding to a victory. Like they have all year long. They look
like they knew they were going to win.
All year long. That's what I'm saying. Like every single game they go into thinking, it seems like they're like, oh, you know what? Everybody thinks we're going to lose this game. So just go out there and let's just play our game. You know what I mean? Like there's flashiness to their game, but it's more that they go out there and they dominate every opponent that they're essentially supposed to lose to whenever people say they're going to lose. So I feel like Philly, they've been doing it all year long. They have, they've gone through some adversity this year a little bit with Jalen Hurts getting hurt, losing a couple games. I don't think they're going to lose. I really just don't think they're going to. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a close game. The Niners obviously are a great team. They have a great defense. They have a great offense. They have a great story right now with Purdy, but I don't know, man. Going to Philadelphia, playing this red-hot Philly team, that's different. It's a lot different than, playing in San Francisco against, the Cowboys or, regular season game against any other team. You know what I mean? Going into Philly is a lot different. But yeah, give me the Eagles.
No, I definitely understand. I agree with your sentiment on a lot of, points. I think the Eagles showed last week against the Giants, i.e. a team that they've also played 3 times, that they knew what they were about 100%. And they knew how to come out and beat them. I think that the Eagles right now, yes, while they do look supremely confident and they look supremely talented offensively, something just tells me that Brock Purdy's got the magic and he's gotten this far to this point. I think that if we really believe DeMeco Ryans is the mastermind that he is, which he shut down a Dallas Cowboys offense pretty easily, they looked really, really good for a majority of the game. Pretty much shut us down in a playoff game where we're coming out and giving it everything we got. Like they played really good defensively, and you take away the points where we kind of got bailed out. They on the McLeod fumble, they would have beat us, 16-9 or whatever it would have been. So
yeah, like the fact that Dallas didn't score on that possession.
Yeah, bullshit. But it's it shows me that D'Amico is the real deal, and if he has the correct game plan to come in and shut this Eagles team down, which I think is going to be really, really hard because the utilization of the RPO that the Eagles have, it's going to be unlike anything the 49ers have seen to this point this year. But I think that if one team can really do it, it's going to be defensively shut down the Eagles. It's going to be the 49ers, and I think they're going to give them everything they got. We saw Fred Warner play an extremely high-level game against the Cowboys where he was covering wide receivers. We might need to see some of that from him in this game against the Eagles because they have Dallas Goedert, they have Devontae Smith, and they have A.J. Brown, who are really, really multiple. I think where we get into the trouble is on the back end because they have, Jimmy Ward and they have Lenore back there who are not very experienced. They're not very good in pass defense. That's where I think the Eagles need to capitalize. But with that said,
Brown's going to torch Ward.
That's where it could get difficult.
The whole game. To me, like A.J. Brown to me is better than DK Metcalf, and DK already had a day against him in the first round of the playoffs.
But that's the thing, Cooper. If the Eagles cannot run the ball, the 49ers will drop 8 or 7, rush 4, get to the quarterback with Bosa, and,
Think it's going to be that easy, though, to get to Hurts?
No, it's not, but the Eagles are not a drop back and pass type of team. If they can't run the ball, they won't be able to utilize the RPO as well, and if the RPO isn't working, that's how you shut down the Eagles. If the RPO does not work, which is predicated off the run, they are not a drop back and pass team. It looks a lot like the Cowboys because Jalen Hurts is not built to drop back and pass the ball 50 times like Dak. I swear to God, if that's the way it happens, because
we'll see.
Nick Bosa is virtually unblockable. I know Lane Johnson hasn't given up a sack in 2 years, which is going to be the situation. That's going to be the matchup to watch. Bosa versus Johnson. I'm picking 49ers just because I think they're the team of destiny, and I like Brock. I don't want to see him lose yet, so fuck it. And fuck the Eagles because they're in the NFC East. Let's ride the fucking 49ers, baby. Get that win, Brock.
I'm right behind you. I think the 49ers just have too many weapons. I think the Eagles are going to have to do their best to replicate like Dallas's game plan, shutting down Deebo Samuels and Christian McCaffrey, and I just don't think they're going to be able to. Okay. But, I mean, the 49ers just have so many weapons on offense. I just feel like they're going to be able to spread the ball around and get that offense going. So, I think the story itself, though, like, with the whole thing with the NFL being rigged, I think Brock Purdy's story is so good. Everybody around the league is riding behind him. I think he's just so exciting to watch. I just think he's gonna go.
But I think these two guys are the future. I think Jalen Hurts reminds me of the next Michael Jordan in the NFL type of situation. Like, got the hoop earrings, got the, he's perfect speaker. He's a great guy, very, personable. He's a great leader. The way he talks to his team, everybody looks up to him. He's never done anything wrong. He has that Michael Jordan vibe to him. Kind of, I mean, I hate to say it, what we thought Deshaun Watson was kind of situation. I mean, we found out very quickly he's closer to Bill Cosby than Michael Jordan.
Whoa!
But I mean, I really love Jalen Hurts. I think he's a fucking great guy. He's a Texas boy, born and raised real well. I mean,
I don't think you got a crush on the guy.
No, not at all. I'm Brock Purdy. I'm a supporter of Brock Purdy. I love Jalen Hurts as well, but I think these two guys are the future. I think that Brock Purdy is going to be here to stay, and I think he's going to be the Tom Brady kind of story, and we're going to see Jalen Hurts kind of blossom into his own story and his own type of player.
Dude, if I hear fucking Tom Brady and Brock Purdy's name in the same sentence one more time, I don't know how I'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, it'd probably be frustrating. Hearing like Kenny Pickett and Tommy Maddox's name in the same sentence type of thing, and Kenny Pickett and like Rich Gannon, or like Kenny Pickett and Ryan Lee.
Rich Gannon went to a Super Bowl, so
he did, yeah, around a six. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really close game. I just think if the Eagles are built to stop the run, they have a really good run defense. Their pass defense isn't as good. The 49ers can't run the ball. It's going to be problematic because, both of these teams are really reliant on the run game being able to come to fruition before they can start running the play action and pass. That's where we see both of these quarterbacks become very deadly and dangerous, is when they can utilize the play action and get the ball to their weapons in space. Sorry, too much wine, obviously, but super good game. I can't wait to watch, honestly. I got 49ers.
I agree.
Yeah, 49ers.
You got Niners, Spence? Cool, I'm lone Eagles. Eagles, Eagles.
All right, Marks, we got the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of an obvious win last week against the Buffalo Bills, where they went into Buffalo and showed Josh Allen that Joe Burrow
Spence, you went crazy with the graphic this week.
He did. Shout out Spence. Graphic looking clean as always. Man's fucking next level. Joe Burrow showed that he is, probably the next best thing behind Patrick Mahomes if Josh Allen is going to now move into the third spot as best QB in the NFL. The Bengals are a hot team. You obviously got Eli Apple chirping on defense. Mike Hilton sure tackling probably the best nickel in the league right now at 5'9". Really showing that the Bengals can, cover the pass and make tackles when they need to in the run game. Played a good defensive matchup against the Bills and held them to 10 points, which is a powerful offense at home. They're going to go ahead and play the Chiefs. We got Patrick Mahomes coming off of that injury that Cooper referred to as a tweak earlier, but we thought initially it was a high ankle sprain. Mahomes was limping during the game against Jacksonville and showed to be forcibly hurt. Now seems to be an injury of the past, and we have the Chiefs playing at home as a underdog, plus 115. Very out of the ordinary that you would ever see the Chiefs as an underdog, let alone an underdog at home. Very uncharacteristic if you want to go ahead and put your money on the Chiefs now.
Well, they're playing in Burrowhead.
I was just about to say that.
Exactly.
Hate that.
Everybody's chirping saying that
so much.
Arrowhead is Burrow's territory, referring to it as Burrowhead. Cincinnati Bengals at Kansas City Chiefs, boys. What do we like here?
Give me Chiefs.
No, I'm taking Bengals. I think Bengals go in there, send a message. Burrow owns them. Mahomes is hurt. I think the Bengals are way too dominant right now. They're on a different level. And all the shit they're talking, they have to back it up. I mean, it's not even just Eli Apple. It's Joe Mixon. I mean, Joe Burrow, little hints here and there, like with the post-game interview talking about how they don't even know why they were selling tickets to that game, giving them refunds.
Yeah, that's a little different, though, I think, than talking shit. That's kind of more like...
I know, it's subtle, but
it's a subtle jab, yeah.
Everyone on that team has that swagger about them. I feel like they're playing to that level, too, and I think they're going to continue to play that level.
Yeah, no, I want the Chiefs. I just think at some point, I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be undefeated against Mahomes his whole career, because obviously the way this is shaping into the next Brady Manning. So I think we're probably going to see Mahomes and Burrow play each other a lot in their careers. And to me, I just feel like, I don't know. I don't really have a very strong reason. I'm not going to sit here and try and come up with some sort of take. I feel very strong that the Chiefs are going to win this game. I
also think, like with last year, after the Super Bowl, everyone's writing off Burrow saying, he's a young quarterback. You don't really see them going back-to-back Super Bowls.
They were saying that a lot last year.
So I think he really wants to prove that he is that guy. And, he's chasing the number one spot, of course. But I think he's definitely going to prove that he is in the talks, be there.
Yeah, to me, the suspicion for me is just this injury situation. The weirdest part about this is the line, because if the NFL is rigged on this situation, they would want Mahomes to be carrying an injury, puts the Chiefs as the underdog. All the money is going to go on the Chiefs as the underdog at home, obviously, and the Bengals come out and win. All the books make the money before the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't that be the situation? Because they're obviously going to be, the favorite. Not as many people are going to put the money on them to come into Burrowhead, whatever, as the supreme favorites. I think situationally, the way I look at it, everything in my heart wants to take Kansas City, but my brain is telling me to take the hot team, the one with the healthy quarterback, the one that hasn't shown any weaknesses so far. Not like the Chiefs have shown any weaknesses. I don't know. Both of these games are ultimate toss-up. I already took the underdog in one game. Might as well just take the favorite in the other game. Give me Bengals.
Who do you got both games, Evan? All right,
Niners,
Evan's saying Niners.
That's what I
Bengals.
picked.
I'm going Niners.
Okay.
That's what Murph's on too.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're both going to be really great
Opposite
games.
picks from Coop.
Yeah, I went Eagles
and
Chiefs.
Eagles Chiefs.
Coop's falling behind, so you know where you should be picking.
But the storyline is so cool because he could be very right. I mean, we're thinking rigged on that side of the NFL.
Games.
Travis Kelce versus Jason Kelce. Really Andy Reid returning to Philadelphia. There's storylines there on both sides. You also have Brock Purdy versus Joe Smooth.
I think everybody wants to see Kansas City versus
Nobody wants to see
Philadelphia.
Kansas City again, dude. I'm tired of watching Kansas City.
Yeah, because you're a fucking Chargers fan.
Good point.
That's why.
I want somebody else.
No.
I want to see Joey B against the Niners.
He was in it last year, though.
Yeah, but that was the first time we've seen it.
Oh my God, we've only seen Mahomes twice.
Huh?
We've only seen Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl.
We've seen him in 5 AFC championships now. That's already too much. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I'm
One
not
of the
hating-
Steelers
I'm not
gonna go
hating because
back.
They're good. Like,
When are the Cowboys gonna go back?
Never, because they don't play in the AFC, dipshit.
listen, the AFC is looking kind of tough though. Look
Yeah,
at
the
these-
Steelers may not ever be back.
They might not.
Yeah.
God, you guys are
It's
fucking
true.
ignorant. You guys are so ignorant. You guys are so ignorant. You're so ignorant.
I mean, we got Justin Herbert. Dude, we need to sign Justin Herbert. We need to give him an extension quick. If Joey B gets an extension before Herbert, it's
You guys are
God.
fucked.
Who'd you pick, Spence?
Yeah.
Bengals? So we're all on Bengals besides Coop, and we're all on 49ers besides Coop?
Yep.
That's fine with me,
Coop's
baby.
a lone rider today.
Against all odds, but he might be right at the end of the day.
Nah.
These games are such toss-ups. The
Coop
playoffs.
has not been right all fucking season. He lost the
Good
regular
point.
season picks. He's behind right now in postseason. So
Lost Atlanta.
He did lose the NFC South bet too.
Okay, I made that bet a little too early in the season. Okay, I made that bet at like
God,
week
Herc is
4,
fucking
week
shit up.
5.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
That was like week
Yes.
11.
It was not like week 11 because it was after. It was
100%.
It was not,
You know that
because it was
happened,
after.
right?
It was after Tampa Bay lost to
Herc just
Pittsburgh,
fucked shit up.
and that's when Pittsburgh was dog shit.
Bad?
yeah, he fucked up the display, but we're good.
Oh. Herc, shut
We're
up.
good. We're good to keep going.
Yeah.
Cool, sweet. Well, I mean that's the end of the show, anyways. I mean, we made
Yeah.
our picks. Herc's just, he's wild, and he doesn't like when we record because he wants us to come home and play with him, and he's like, you guys are sitting
No,
here.
I think
he
he's on
needs
our
attention.
side. He thinks that your picks are bullshit.
I think he's agreeing with us.
I think that you're a Rams fan, and you're just closeted and don't want to admit
I think
it.
you're just riding on Weston's coattails trying to fucking flame right now.
I'm not
'Cause
trying
that's
to ride
not
on
true.
Weston's
You know I'm not a
coattails.
Rams fan, and you never say that.
I've literally said it to you like 4 times before we recorded today.
Nope. That didn't happen.
Okay, well, you want to close the show out?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and close the show out tonight. It was great talking to you guys. I'll say that from me as the co-host.
All right, never mind. Let me fucking close the show out. No. Let me close the show out. Thank you guys so much for listening to Sideline Banter. Don't forget to follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. Hit us up on YouTube as well. Like, subscribe at Sideline Banter. We appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving us, and we're looking forward to another exciting weekend of football. You better enjoy it because we only got 3 games left. Got the Pro Bowl, but I mean, that's flag football, so.
Yeah, and don't take it for granted. When your team makes the playoffs, be happy about it. I don't want to hear anybody, listening to these haters. If your team makes it to the playoffs, be proud of them. They did something to be proud of just because they didn't win the Super Bowl. Everybody have a great weekend of football.
God, I couldn't imagine that being the expectations for my team.
We love you guys very much. Thank you for supporting us.
Yeah, thanks for watching Sideline Banter.
We'll see you next week.